Hello everyone. So in this video, we're going to use the notebooks feature of SingleStore Cloud, and we'll see how to import, export, and share a notebook. So to begin with, I'm going to use a workspace that I've already created. And from the left-hand navigation pane, I'll use the SQL editor. And using the run button here, I will execute this command to create a new database called IrisDB. From the left-hand navigation pane, I'll now select Notebooks. And in the top right here, there is an option with the pull down here to import from file. Here I can choose whether I want it to be in the personal location or a shared location. So I'll choose shared this time. And then on my desktop, I have a Jupyter notebook already prepared from another system that I exported, and I'm simply going to drag that here into this space to load this and click Import Notebook. It's been successfully imported and we are ready to start using this. With the notebook imported, I've added a couple of lines to install Matplotlib and scikit-learn at the beginning. Also at the top here, I've ensured that the connection and the database are selected as such. And we can always save the changes from the top right hand side here using the save button. Now we are ready to start using the notebook. So with the notebook imported, we can execute the code cells, and I've actually done that already here. And let's walk through this and see the output that we get. So here we've executed this, installing Matplotlib and scikit-learn, and then just ensuring this Matplotlib can be shown inline. So what we have is this nearest neighbor prediction on Iris. And essentially we're going to plot the decision boundary of nearest neighbor decision on Iris, first with a single nearest neighbor, and then using 3 nearest neighbors. So here we import the data set, do a little bit of manipulation, setting the color map and so on. And then here is the first case, our code. And here you can see the output there just below. And if we scroll down, we can see here the code for the second case and the output just below here. Next, what we'll do is we'll convert the data set to a pandas data frame, and then just take a look at the first couple of rows. We'd like to store this in a database system, and we can do this very easily with SingleStore Cloud. So first thing we'll do is we'll import star from SQL Alchemy, and then set up a connection. DB connection equals create engine, connection URL, and all the information that the system requires is contained within this connection URL. So we don't need to set up complex details about the host, the port number, and so on. And then the next step is to take that data frame and write it into our database system in a table called iris, and replace it if necessary. And we can see here it just outputs the number of rows here is 150, which is correct. Finally, what we can do is we can actually query the database system directly. And here you can see this magic command, %% SQL. So that allows us to use SQL statements directly within a database cell, as we are doing here. So we are using that iris DB, and then from that iris table we are selecting all the columns, but just limiting it to 5 rows, and there's the output that we can see just below there. So as you can see, we can combine both Python and SQL. We can do visualization and exploratory data analysis, and for many machine learning and data science tasks, we can use additional libraries if necessary. In this particular case, we wrote our data to a table. Equally, we could read from a table that already exists in our database system, perform some manipulation and analysis of the data there, write it back, perhaps in a new table, or even combine that with other tables using joins. Finally, let's have a look at how we can export our notebook from this environment. And all we need to do is to locate the notebook, and recall that we set this up as a shared notebook. So if we look on the left-hand side, we can see that there are sections for personal and shared notebooks. So let's expand the shared section. And there is our notebook. And on the end there, we've got these 3 vertical dots here. So if we just click on those, we can see one of these options is to export here in the middle. And if I select this, it will export this and save it to the computer. To share the notebook with other colleagues and friends, we can also provide a link to our notebook. And again, if we use these 3 vertical dots here, select this. One of the options that we have here is copy link. If we select this, it will copy that to the clipboard, and then we can send that to our colleagues and friends, and they'll be able to utilize this notebook as well.